If we have a look on why crashes occur, then it's partly dealing with extreme behavior, far more faster than the speed limit, high alcohol usage, but that's only part of the problem. The other part of the problem is just normal human behavior, making errors, making mistakes, not paying full attention to the driving task, and that's the majority of the causes of the crashes. Everybody talked about very severe consequences, fatalities, and extreme behavior, and I decided myself to analyze the situation here because it was somewhat different than I expected to see. And that's the reason why I asked somebody from the university to help me in this. And he did a nice piece of research for me, and then I found out that fatalities is not the whole story about road crashes. Of course, it's very serious and it can impact families deeply. However, we have to deal with injuries as well. And if we talk about the burden of road crashes on society, then injuries are very important indeed. They cover about half of all the costs of road crashes. So we cannot focus only on fatalities. We have to take into account injuries, all sorts of injuries as well. I found something like $1 billion a year here in South Australia. I analyzed that work being done on that. And then I discovered, well, that's not really up to date, so to say. So I made my own estimate and I came up with something like 50% higher. That means that this society has a cost of something like $1.5 billion Australian dollars a year when it comes to road crashes. And that's a serious problem, because then we are talking about something like 2% of your gross domestic product. So in economical terms, it is very, very relevant indeed. Stobie pole is a South Australian invention, and I was amazed of seeing these poles. Amazed as a safety professional, because they are really dangerous. They are so solid that if you hit them, the consequences can be very severe. And I learned the other day a truck driver killed himself on South Road hitting a Stobie pole. And there's only one solution to that problem, in my opinion, and that's try to get rid of these Stobie poles alongside the roads. And learned a lot of history about that, of course, and it's not an easy problem to be solved, but I do believe we have to get rid of those alongside the roads. And there's one very cynical, in my opinion, problem. Somebody hit a Stobie pole, killed himself, and the only answer of those who are dealing with these poles are erecting at exactly the same place another Stobie pole for cost reasons, but that's impossible in my view. So one way or another, try to get rid of those Stobie poles.